to me on your channel, I'll walk away, Jim. I'll walk away right now. This podcast doesn't work with only one of us. No, it takes two to tango, Jim.
Yeah, no,
two.
Calm down. I'm just saying. Just wait. I'm just saying. Don't talk until we get started. I'm not.
Don't. You're trying to stop me. You're saying I'm a bit too edgy. I'm saying things for the sake of it. That's not the case. Don't mute me. Don't censor me. If you want me to be a part of this fucking podcast, which, by the way, I hate doing it every week.
Yeah, you think I like doing it? I hate doing it as well. I don't know why we're doing this. This is the last.
It's the worst part of my week. Worst part of my week.
Well, can you look? Okay, but when this goes live, I don't want. Just turn it on, all right?
Jim, I've never liked you.
Mate, you're a dick. Right, I'm starting the post. Let's get this over with, and then I don't have to speak to you again for another week.
Yeah, you're.
All right, ready? 3, 2.
Can we make this a short one?
Shut up.
Shut up. Can we make this a short one though? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make it as short as I possibly can because I hate.
Half hour max.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the James for Now podcast with me, James Allcott, and my good friend Flav. Flav, how are you? All good?
Fantastic. I couldn't be better. The sun is shining. Summer is coming. The shops are open. I went for a pint the other day, Jim. What? I went for a fucking pint.
Say what?
It was freezing cold and wasn't that comfortable. But that's besides the point. I went for a pint and it was lovely. And just on top of that, Ryan Mason's Blue and White Army plus Cup Final at the weekend.
Ryan Mason's Blue and White Army. Oosh, 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 oosh. I mean, I can get behind that.
Plus QPR won away at Swansea. This is playoff placed Swansea. No mugs.
Nah.
Mate, do you know what I mean?
We're well good. Brentford have fallen off a cliff.
Brentford have fallen off a cliff. He's got to go, isn't he?
May I? I mean, this isn't what I didn't have this. You know, I wasn't expecting to do this, but may I, Flavs? May I quickly just have a quick look at the championship table? Let's have a quick look at it. Welcome everyone to James and Flav for Now, early morning edition. Look at them down in 5th position.
Has he got to go? Has Frank got to go? Has he lost the dressing room?
I'm going to be frank. He's got to go. He's absolutely bottled it. They should be all right. They should be okay. 3 games left. Bournemouth this week. Dangerous. Which actually is part of, and let's do this now. Who knows wins? Brentford are one of our fixtures this week. And it's our last week with Who Knows Wins. And the ultimate Jaffa
might not
League. Might not be. That's it. So, guys, if you haven't supported us just yet, every single week we've been getting more and more people involved. I think we had the pot was 300 and something quid last week, and so we'd love to finish really strong. So there's a link.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a link in the description, and the games we've got 11 games this week, including AFC Bournemouth versus Brentford, Liverpool, Newcastle, Cardiff, Wycombe Wanderers, because I'm back. Wycombe Wanderers are on one, mate. Wycombe Wanderers might just survive.
Yeah, they've won 3 out of the last 5 games.
Mate, they're flying. Akinfenwa scoring last-minute goal, first goal in the championship.
First goal in the championship.
QPR, of course, on a great run, and so for superstition reasons alone, I've put them in here. We've got to get Norwich City. Tricky.
Can I tell you something else about the championship?
Go on, mate.
Woodgate's doing a good job, isn't he?
Yeah, who called it? Yeah.
7 on the bounce, isn't it?
Is it 7 on the bounce? They are flying.
What is that? Me educating you about the championship right there?
Well, yeah. I mean, you're low key into the championship. It's very strange.
Mate, in a big way. It's not low key. Did you know it's the 4th most watched league in the world?
Is it?
In terms of
it turns out it doesn't matter how good the quality is. Actually, matters just how much you care about it. Yeah. We'll get into that. So get involved. There's 11 games there. Who was last week's winner? The last place person and the first place person will be doing well for themselves. Last week I finished 40th. Shameful. The pot size was 316 quid.
Incredible.
58 entries. We'd love to get past it. So support us, and hopefully we can have a longer term thing with Who Knows Wins next year.
Yeah.
Dan C 2003 won 135 quid, as did Nosric. Well done.
What? So look, and that's not even me. Like, generally you enter these things and you're just thinking, all right, I'll do it for the podcast because I want to support them and they need to eat. So, all right, I'll do this. I'll get involved. But these people are actually coming back with loads of money. Loads of money.
Yeah. And there's a chat there where I've been getting involved in the chat.
All you got to do is you put £2 in. Mm-hmm. You predict the results. You don't even have to get them all right. You just have to get more right than everybody else.
Indeed. And so, yeah, I mean, 8 out of 10 it was for Nosrik and Dan. And down the bottom, Pete, we said last week, can get a mug, but he hasn't got in touch with us yet. So, Sam Thomas, get in touch with us. We'll get you a Slug Life mug for finishing rock bottom. Very impressive. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling good.
On his own.
Well, him and Josh Powell, Sam Thomas and Josh Powell got 1 right out of 10. That is an absolute abomination.
That is rubbish.
That's almost impressive. So congratulations.
I tell you what. If either of you beat me this week, doesn't matter where you finish. Either of you beat me, I'll buy you whatever you want from the Jaffa store.
Yeah.
If you want a mug, I'll buy it one. If you can beat me on who knows wins this week, I'm that confident. You pair of dunces, bottom. I'm close to banning the pair of you.
I know, it's close, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, link is in the description. Please do get involved. Please gamble responsibly. And also a final word I think I've got to say, as I've just spotted it there. The Bessie 66 only got 2 out of 10. So, Tim, come on, son. Sort that out. Do you know what? I'm speaking of the Bessies won last week, which is a relief.
Yep.
I don't know where they are in the league. I might see if I can find it just quickly. But I'm on Sky Sports Saturday Social tomorrow, and I was thinking, do you know what would be great? There's 2 things I could wear. I could wear the Aunt Bessie's top, give them the exposure they deserve, or a Slug Life top. Which one should we go with?
I just want you to just go with a normal t-shirt, mate.
Oh, really? You don't shouldn't represent? Well, that's something.
Yeah, you should. It will be such a shame, wouldn't it, if you just went in a normal... You have that option of the 2 and you think, nah, I'll just put a jumper on.
I'm going to go with the... I think I'm just going
to go with a nice button-up shirt. I think the best thing would be... I mean, Aunt Bessie's, isn't it? Got to be.
Yeah, well, let us know in the chat. Whilst you're in the chat as well, hit the like button. This podcast does the worst of all my content when it comes to likes. And that seems ridiculous to me. So hit the like button, sort us out. If you don't want to hit the like button, if you want to hit the opposite button, the dislike button, that is what you do when you become a patron on our mailbag. And we specifically ask you to dislike. But on this one, it'd be great. If
am I a like repellent? Is that what this is?
Yeah, then maybe. Did you ever see? We never spoke about it because I didn't think it was worth bringing up. But someone wrote a comment going, "I think you'd be close to 1 million if you hadn't done that podcast with Flav." Probably
right.
I mean, no, don't.
Who is it? Am I framed up correctly? Do I need to?
I can move you. You could move to your right. Always move to your right. No, move to your right. You use your body and move to the right.
It's fucking up. Your talent shouldn't have to do this shit. Right.
We are going to talk about Man City and Spurs. We've got some amazing response to school rules, and we've got a lot of BDA work to be done this week, and a reply from Sonny, which is great news. But something's broken this morning on TalkSport, and we feel like I kind of want to talk about this because it just seems pretty ridiculous. I'm just reframing.
It is weird.
It is weird. Let's go to the weirdness.
Are you going to show it?
Yeah, let's show it. Why is the thumbnail like that? I don't know what you're talking about. Is my thumbnail bad? Who knows?
What?
It doesn't matter. Right, so Robbie was on TalkSport this morning. Now, we've spoken about this in the past. Both TalkSport always seeming to be trending, i.e. Dean Saunders when he used to be there. And whoever is talking, because there's something controversial that's being said. Fine. So that's football media, that's football talk. But also, I think if we're honest, Flav, we've had discussions over the fact that the sort of negative moments in Arsenal's history, whilst Arsenal Fan TV has been going on, when it goes bad, the views go up. And
I don't think of course they earn more money when Arsenal lose, but it's not. Having known Robbie now for many years, I categorically 100% do not believe he's willing Arsenal to lose at any point. It's just that given the nature of his channel, financially he does benefit, but it's not. That's not the same as making money out of Arsenal's demise. It's just a byproduct of what he's doing. He's not. It's bollocks. It's bollocks what Ray Parlour said. Absolute nonsense. And it was weird that it just came out.
So for anyone who hasn't seen it, we've got to talk. I want to play it, but I want to play some of this because I'm aware of Ray Parlour. I've met him once or twice. I know people that have spent a lot of time with Ray Parlour and really, really, truly like him. Like know him as like a decent, good guy. But he's had an absolute nightmare with this, and I don't
understand where he came from. Like what it was. Bizarre. Yeah. Are you going to play a bit?
Let's play a bit.
Robbie, what's your reaction when some certain fans say, and I'm probably one of them, about Arsenal Fan TV, you want them to lose because you get more hits on your YouTube channel? Because what it is, all the other fans want to see Arsenal fans having a meltdown when they lose the game.
What's this got to do with what we're talking about? We're talking
about.
I'm
just saying. I mean, we're a fan base, and I look at Arsenal Fan TV and say sometimes you're quite an embarrassment to look at it. As an Arsenal fan, I want Arsenal to win every single game. I think sometimes you look at it and say, well, if they lose, we're going to get more hits this week.
Right.
Not nonsense.
Right. Okay. Nonsense. Do you know? Glass houses is the phrase that comes to mind here. Like. The audacity of this is incredibly short-sighted from Ray Parlour because Talk Sport, and not just specifically Talk Sport, but the bulk of sports radio, rightly or wrongly, probably wrongly, and I feel like when I watched this, it made me think that, wow, like there's just such a disconnect between... Robbie says it later in the video, how out of touch Ray Parlour is in this instance. And probably a lot of people can be that are from that kind of that old age of both football and football media. Because Talk Sport, time and again, have phone-ins where they will cherry pick the most melted down football fan they can find, put them on, and then clip that up and put that in the highlights package at the end or at the start of a show.
Yeah, 100%. But I would say, though, that Ray Parlour isn't representative of what the channel does. He has his own opinions, so he's entitled to those. But you're right, there is a hypocrisy there. And you saw straight away how they've... just scroll up. Only you can see it on your screen. Look at the way they've constructed the...
Oh, right, yeah.
The tweet. You simply have to watch this. Fire. So they know what they want. It's like... It's bear baiting.
And that's okay. That's I think audiences are very used to that and understand that and have now almost got part of this sort of watershed where they're aware of it, but they will still always have that pinch of salt with it. But within that, to then to look to harvest these clicks in an argument where you're throwing that at Robbie and Arsenal Fan TV. Is outrageous.
Yeah.
Should we play a bit more?
Yeah, but just one other thing. They've invited Robbie on to talk about this stuff at Arsenal, about Arsenal's owners. And then for him to be hit with that is unethical.
Ambushed, right?
Yeah, to a certain degree, he is ambushed. He's been put on the back foot, asked difficult questions. And do you know what? When my takeaway from this whole thing is that Robbie handled himself really, really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Ray, with all due respect, you're chatting rubbish. I want my team to win absolutely every game, right? Absolutely every game. And I know you're very close to the club and maybe you might find it difficult to speak out on this situation. But I'm saying to you that this is beyond performances on the pitch right now. We're talking about an owner who doesn't care. I care about my club. I've supported this club since the 80s. But I don't think these owners are suitable to run this club. Simple as that.
Yeah, but it's hard to get rid of owners. Owners
it is hard.
Sometimes you've got to, look at Manchester United in the same situation. Sometimes you've got to just hope.
So sort of saying that Robbie's despite being, challenged, he's come back very well measured. Didn't lose his temper, and even kind of offered an olive branch back to kind of bring this interview back in, on the terms in which it was probably agreed to happen. And he just goes in again, Ray.
Well, he goes in again, and what's amazing as well, and maybe we can't play
put
all
the
of
money
this, is that he's talking the sort of the disdain of which he's talking about Aftv, which is a fan-owned thing, who make videos day in day out about a football club and support them, like he says, around the world. For him, why is he backing the owners here?
Well, Robbie alludes to it, yeah, that he's on the payroll at Arsenal.
He's going, well, he says, do you trust, he says later in this, do you trust the Arsenal owners? And he went, oh, well, not at the moment. Well, no, I don't think it works. There's not a not at the moment. The amount of work that needs to be done, and I don't think there's a line that's been crossed that I don't think you can come back from it. There's never going to be trust between the owners and those fans anymore. And to say, oh, not at the moment, but if they're nice to us for a little bit, then we'll let it go. It's outrageous.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk a little bit about this owner situation after the video.
And they can get back to the because owners just don't walk away for the sake of it. They're in
but Ray, do you trust them? Do you trust these owners?
Well, at the moment, no, because they shouldn't have ever done what they did and going into the Super League, and they've apologised. Honest question, come on. Did you get more hits this week? Because Arsenal having a nightmare.
This week has been this week on
your
our channel.
Come on, did you?
This week on our channel.
But it's not. But the thing is, right? He's not. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He has no idea. He's got this bee in his bonnet, and he's talking about stuff. Look at it. Look, Alan Brazil next to him as well. So this is the most gammon radio show you'll ever like to hear. He doesn't understand YouTube. He's calling the hits on your channel.
Yeah,
and they're not even. They're the same age, roughly. I'd imagine.
He hits on his channel, and I don't know if I can find it here, but there's a bit where he goes to. There it is. He's like a dog with a bone, and I think the other thing to say here is this isn't the time for this nonsense.
No,
this conversation.
We've got an absolutely really important things to be discussing here.
You're completely,
and he's fucking talking about this bullshit.
He is back. He's backing the owners here, and why would he do that on live radio? I'm amazed. I think either the producers have said, "Go on, chuck that one in there because we'll clip it up and put it on Twitter."
Quite possibly.
I can almost just about accept that. But if this is truly his opinion on it, it's such bad timing. It's such bad timing. I can't believe
you're missing the point here, Ray. You read the room, right? No, this is an opportunity to actually make football better for everybody. To make football better for the players, for so that there's less of a bridge between the top six financially and the others. We need to talk about sanctions. We need to talk about punishments. We need to talk about how fans are being embarrassed. Fans are forced to be embarrassed by their own club. All those opportunities are these for you to talk about. And he goes, Arsenal Fan TV wants Arsenal to lose so they get more money. This is an argument, a conversation that has been had 6 years ago. 5-6 years ago.
But
he's bringing this up now because he's deflecting.
It's not newsworthy right now. It's not. I just want to show you this Alan Brazil bit.
Oh, you're chatting absolute rubbish, Ray. I think you and all these channels going to get more hits because of what's.
And think about how upset people have been this week. Just let that sit for a second. How upset people have been this week, and by Friday. And this is an Arsenal club, Arsenal Football Club. That I know you don't agree with these values, Flav, but a lot of Arsenal fans feel like this is a classy football club that they've always had. That has supposed principles, and are now so disillusioned by that. And then with all that emotion and feeling, you invite this guy on, completely patronise and hypocritically accuse him of stuff. And then you're just.
I bet you.
It's a big talking point.
Robbie, I bet you more Tottenham fans follow you than Arsenal fans.
Oh, you're chatting absolute. Well, you're chatting absolute.
What's he laughing at? Where is the? It's just so rude.
Yeah,
so rude.
But it's look. Ugh. Oh my god. Look at it. Come on. Like again, look. We're having you brought Robbie on to talk about this, and this is me defending an Arsenal fan here for fuck's sake. You brought Robbie on to talk about this, and you make some crappy joke that isn't funny, more Tottenham fans do not watch Arsenal fan TV than Arsenal fans. Bullshit. Mm-hmm. And then you're just sitting there chuckling like the old guys club. Oh God, you made a funny there. He didn't make a funny. He made a prick of himself. Look, ultimately it's not the point, but Robbie's come away from this much better. You know, his position is enhanced because of it. He handled it really well. Ray Parlour's embarrassed himself. TalkSport do what they do. You know, that's what they're there for. They're a commercial company. They need eyes, they need hits, they need views, they need advertising revenue. So that's on. Everyone knows that. They know what you're buying when you go to TalkSport. When you turn TalkSport on, you know what you're getting. Yeah. But what I do like about TalkSport currently is they are making moves. You can see they're switching up the presenters. I do listen to it quite often, and people like Alan Brazil, Ray Parlour, and whatnot will slowly be eked out. You know, Laura Woods is doing a couple of mornings.
I thought that, and I thought I wonder if Laura Woods was there, if that would have gone down like that. I'm not sure that would have. I've got to say as well, like Jim White. You know, previously we've had to talk about this, and I can't believe Robbie keeps going on TalkSport because with the interview that he'd had with Simon Jordan and Jim White previous to that, Jim White was an utter disgrace.
He is a disgrace. The Jim White is one of the worst presenters, not just in terms of his skill as a presenter. It's a travesty that he has a job, a show on daytime radio. Travesty. He is useless. He is absolutely useless. He's spineless, and he's also he just talks nonsense. He's just an awful presenter, and he I'm only saying this because every time I switch it on, I was like, oh fuck, it's 11 o'clock. Jim White bollocks, and I actually quite like Simon Jordan for. You know,
I know he's wound up McCullough this week, but the way he talks is quite cutting. But there are things that he says that I quite enjoy.
And at least what he's saying is interesting. Jim White is the most insipid person I've ever had to sit and listen to. Nonsense. And and you know what? He was banging on about the clubs this week. You know, the owners, aren't they a disgrace? And this Super League's a disgrace. Mate, you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. All this hyperbole on Sky Sports, bigging up their narratives, ensuring that there's this idea of a big six or a big four. All the money that came from the breakaway Premier League and the Sky Sports influence in it. All that money that Sky pumped in that you honestly wank over. How great the Premier League is. Oh, how amazing Roman Abramovich is. Oh God, Sky Sports and so good. Football's so good. Now look, now you're outraged because these clubs have become so powerful, have so much money because of the global syndication of the game. Now you're pissed off. It's your fault, not you specifically, Jim White, if you're listening, but what you're doing, what you was involved in, how you did it, the yellow tie, deadline day. Look how much money we're going to be spending. Oh, what players can we get in? Oh, yes! Everybody's watching. Your fault. Shut up. Don't give me some moral high ground now, prick. I hate him.
The flip-flopping as well. Like, it just like... That is what I feel like it's really pulled into focus for me. Like personally, I've like really noticed it. That I've been really, really proud of what Mark Goldbridge has said, what Stretford Paddock have said, what yourself has said, Redmen TV, what they've gone and put themselves on the line. When actually there's an opportunity for them to just keep quiet as one of the fans of these supposed big teams, because if they were able to keep quiet and kind of just ride it out, then down the road there's probably more hype and money for them if you want to make it go, want it to be that. But they stood by what they believe in, so on camera, and the disconnect I've truly seeing between what I'm seeing on TV and what I'm seeing in our world. I'm seeing far more. I'm seeing, previously there would have been this idea that, okay, we're the ones ranting and all that nonsense. These are, we've got intelligent journalists now who are going to say what both feels right and is right, and they've got a conscience and it's authentic. Whereas stuff like that is pathetic. It's
a shame that there's a platform so big for, or so huge, substantial for people that don't deserve it, really. Like, if Ray Parlour doesn't want to slag off the club because he's too close to it, then don't say anything. Don't go on a fucking attack. Don't go after Robbie when he's just coming on to, it doesn't matter what you think of Arsenal Fan TV. Right now, there's issues with the owners of our football club, and Robbie is having a conversation about it. What he's done previously and the kind of content he produces is irrelevant. It's completely irrelevant. So relevant. He's come on because he believes that something's wrong with the football club he follows. I mean, he should have realised that a long time ago. He's realised it now. And he's saying, look, we need to talk about this. We need to find a way of pressurising the club to sell. Not that will ever happen, but you know what I mean?
It dilutes and it splinters the possibility of this not being the end of it, this being the start of something. Like they've got there's such an opportunity there to go, Robbie, how many subscribers have you got? Over 1 million. Right. Okay, so what can we do here? We're supposedly want the fans to have more say and power. You've got incredible influence and authenticity in what you do. What can we do here? Let's make that the story. Not how many clicks are you getting. What are you doing? I mean, we've produced, but you've produced for mainstream television. Can't be that much different. You must have known. They must have known that he was going to come out with that. They must have had a meeting or a discussion beforehand. Yeah, look, I'm not surprised. But there's a choice. There's a moment the producer goes, "What?" With anything, right? You go, "What are the top lines of this?" Right? And also the understanding of negativity and now that helps. I get it. Like to a point where I myself have a sort of series of videos that is called My Problem With. But the content behind that has a soul to it. Even if I'm getting you in with that title. So
slug farming.
Sorry? Yeah, there's an element of slug farming, sure. Yeah. But the old slugs, not new slugs. But so when you are producing stuff, to go behind the curtain, guys, and this isn't anything new, and you'll all be be surprised, but you won't be surprised by this. When you're about to do some content, you think, what are the top lines? What are the interesting top lines that we can go to? Be it as someone who's interviewing someone or in a radio show when you're talking about different talking points, right? So that's what they will do every single morning. And so, oh, he's gone. He just walks off. So, I just clicked to the two of us, and you weren't there.
Sorry, I was really thirsty. I need a drink.
So there are those top lines. How you choose to discuss those top lines is another thing. You start from there and you drill down. And then the choice of those top lines is also something like, should we talk about this? Should we not talk about this? For example, there on something I worked on a while back, there was a discussion about a subject around racism. But on the show that I was on, everyone there was white. And so I said, I'm not sure this is the right thing for us to talk about right now because there's not a fair representation and we're not going to be able to give the correct perception. There needs to be more diversity for us to talk about this thing. Yeah. Everyone went, yeah, okay, I agree with that. And we left it. So there's always a choice with what you want to do. And it's just the timing of it. Like, I get it's a good line. It's worth talking about. Not this week. Not this week. Terrible.
But it's not like the conversation hasn't happened a million times.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Constantly.
Yeah.
Bored of it. Anyway, should we move on, Jim?
Yeah.
You got a super chat. Mohammed Al Mazuki. He says, "Hi, James. Just wanting to say I love your content and I'm so happy to see your channel grow bigger by the day. Fully deserved, brother. $4.99 you paid for that.
Thank you, mate.
Can I have off?
Yeah, I'll transfer it to you after.
Okay.
So yeah. Right, let's get into the podcast because we have got one more bit of football chat. We might have to drop derby games this week. Would you like to get this out of the way, Flav? Because I know you hate it. That
was quite a lot of football.
Yeah, I could
how long we've been going? It's half an hour of football. Jesus.
I know. I'll tell you what. I'll disperse it with a big Jim Big Laugh award and a couple of quotes of the pod, and then we'll get to Man City versus Spurs. Because Ryan Mason has got something. I don't know what it is, but he's got something, and it's exciting. Right. the Jim Big Laugh Award. For those of you who don't know, if you just turned up and you haven't listened to this podcast before, there will be moments of serious chat like that, but only if we're forced into it. Otherwise, it will be utter nonsense and in-jokes. And as we've said previously on the podcast, there are swaths of shit that you will have to get through. But if you can, you will enjoy it the other side.
If you don't have the mental capacity to deal with a couple of in-jokes and think this is not for me, we don't want you.
Yeah,
just
out.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so we've got 824 people watching right now. If you aren't that kind of person, please leave now. Please leave.
Shit, well, just 20 have just dropped off. Oh. Shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Right, Jim Big Laugh Award. When I read the comments, and of course I do read the comments because that's how we create a rundown, I sometimes laugh out loud. And if I do laugh out loud, I will pop them in the Jim Big Laugh Award nominees. We've got two. One I feel is a definite winner for me. Another one is just a good nominee. So we will be hearing a little bit more about this because we've got a new bit called School Rules. We spoke about it last week on the podcast. It's little weird rules that you had in school that meant you were cool or not, and you had to abide by. But this is one that made me laugh out loud. Matt Smith, just checking in. In my school, if you wore a coat, you were deemed weak, and therefore unfit to be considered one of the lads. Because you wear. This resulted in groups of kids standing outside in the middle of winter in just a shirt and blazer. Bonkers.
I don't remember ever taking a jacket to school, actually. It's a good point.
Because you're one of the lads, weren't you?
No,
that is
not
a nominee.
cool.
I don't think that's the winner. The post-coital sex talk has calmed down somewhat.
Yeah.
But this...
What was the winner so far is That'll Do, Pig. That'll do.
Yeah. Well, I think we disagree on this. I feel like you're going to the top. You're going to do the very, very top. But this one made me laugh out loud. It's the only one we had last week. But if you have got some post-coital sex talk, let us know in the comments and we'll read them out if they're good enough. Carson Brayolt, good name. Post-sex talk. Had quite the night at the bar. Ended up sleeping with this lovely woman in her car. She dropped me off at where I was staying, but we had to go through 2 separate toll booths, totaling $2 in cash, which neither of us had at the time. Being the stand-up guy I am, once we got to my place, I ran inside to find a $5 or $10 so I could repay her with interest for the tolls and the ride. But the only money I could find was a bowl of loose change. So I back out. I go back out to her car and proceeded to give her $8 in quarters. Quarters.
Just transfer the money, mate.
Right. And I made the comment while I'm giving her a fistful of quarters. I always treat my women right.
Very good.
She drove away and I completely forgot to ask her contact details. Life's wild. Said like that. Very good. Tom Whitby, the gaffer of the Besties, has given us a super chat. Thank you very much. Up the Besties, indeed.
Can I have half of that?
Yeah, I'll transfer it later.
Yeah.
Quotes of the pod. So if you didn't check out last week's pod, we have started to build the initial steps towards a cult, and that is progressing faster than I would like, and we'll have more on that in a bit.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay,
cool. A lot more on that, unfortunately. Quote of the pod. So quotes of the pod, Cal. First of all, and another thing that we'll have updated later in the pod, forget the fucking song. She shouted.
Do you know, just want to go back to the post-coital stuff for a sec. If you ever had when you've had a really good go, and you've really put the effort in,
because
it's
not...
performance.
Is this in terms of being considerate, or?
No, like you've been going like a traction engine.
Yeah, you found a rhythm and you've held it on. Held on with it. Yeah, no, I've been there.
Yeah, and you're just sweating at the end, and everyone's like,
yeah.
Jeez. You're all right? You're all right?
Just weird, not even normal, like strange grunts, pant grunts. Oh. Wow. Oh.
Fuck.
Deary me. Oh, dearie
Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. You all right?
Oh, yeah, Jesus. Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah, go on.
That's it.
Right. Okay. Anyway, forget the fucking song. It was the quote. Had been stitched. He said, "Then whammo with it later." Is quote of the pod for me. He says. Robbie Holmes, quote of the pod. There's always sex in a cult, Jim.
There is always sex in a cult. That's true.
Podcast. Jim Conway. Jamie Conway, sorry. Jim, oh my God, you're shagging all the slugs. Oh, Flav, I have to. It's the cult football podcast. So those are quotes of the pod. Let us know your quotes of the pod. And also what helps a lot is liking the quotes that you enjoy. Comments of the week.
So they pop up.
Comments of the week. This is interesting. Michael Stone. It's the replies I love for this. Michael Stone. As a gay slug, I find the trials and tribulations of the straight slugs trying to romance each other absolutely hilarious. The reply. That's so funny. Rhythms by Dylan. It's a great name. Sorry, I don't know. I've had coffee too quick. Hang on. It was like Gary Lineker. A glug, if you will.
A gay slug is a glug.
Oh,
he'll glug. Crass.
Slash the next reply. Oh, he'll glug. Guy Cricks. That is brilliant. Congrats, Zach. An openly gay slug is probably rarer than a female slug. Why? Why is that?
No, what was it? 1 in 10 people are gay.
Yeah, not happy.
So
less of that, Zach, please. 1 week ban.
1 week.
Fair play.
Get out.
Think we may need a picture with a spoon and who you spoon though. Mate.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't believe.
I'm not comfortable with that.
No, of course we need that. That's exactly what we need. What are we doing this podcast for if we can't get what's his name? Goes to the top. What's his name? What's his name?
Michael Stone.
We can't get Michael Stone to spoon with his significant other while they both hold spoons.
That would be such a picture. Actually,
Michael, I'm not sure you're gay, and you have to prove it by spooning your significant other. If not, any bloke. And I want you both holding spoons.
No, it's got to be your significant other. Prove it as well.
Oh, you don't have to have a relationship to be gay, does he?
I mean, I don't care that he's gay.
I wouldn't mind if the tops were off. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know what would be great?
Wouldn't be the end of the world.
And I don't know if I've told this story before, but there was a lad I met. One of my fam's friends. I got on really well. I won't say his name. But then afterwards, fam went, "Oh, did you like him? Did you?" I was like, "Yeah, he seemed like a good guy." He went, "Have you seen? But do you know what happened to him?" I was like, "What are you on about?" He said he was proper under the thumb with his girlfriend, right? And so fam gets a phone out. She went, "Yeah, there's these pictures of them, and we don't really hang around with him anymore." And we're like, "Oh God, what are these pictures?" Then the pictures were of him and his missus, right? Standing up, hands in each other's pockets. So hands in the backs of each other's pockets like that.
Right. Yeah.
So man and woman. Hugging at the same time.
Yeah.
Topless. with jeans on.
And that's why is that why fam stopped
burning. It's the worst thing I've ever seen.
I like the fan went, "Did you like him, did you?"
Yeah. Oh, was a lad, was he?
Yeah. Get on with him, did you?
Was he? Yeah.
Have a look at this.
Yeah, well. It was horrific. Like, it was literally like, you know, when you buy a photo frame and it's got a picture in it?
Yeah. Was it black and white? Was it black and white?
They're on a beach.
They're on a beach. Of course they were.
Horrific.
They love each other.
No, not acceptable.
Yeah. So do you reckon he goes, what? They were holding like together, and you looked to in the eyes and went, "You know what would be better if your tits were out."
Well, she's like, yeah. Can we get one with you spun the other way?
Yeah. Do you know what would make this situation better if your tits were out? She's like,
No, darling. I love the classy ones. I think the classy ones are great, but it would be good to get one just to mix it up, just to get one or two other ones. I also think whilst that first picture's, because he's just being really relaxed and he's going, "I'm just going to go with this." Yeah, all right, whatever. You want to take some? Yeah, all right, we'll take some photos. Can I watch some football afterwards? Yeah, you can watch the football. All right, we'll do the photos. And then I go and do the photos, and they get to the point where the first click happens, and in his head he's going, "Lads are going to murder me for this. They're going to destroy me." Horrific. Anyway.
No, and he's at the dinner table, right? And he's looking at her, and they're eating. Do you know what would be better? What would make this situation better? If your tits were out?
Yeah.
Just sitting like...
When he got the photos back, he was like... Didn't say anything. She's like, what, don't you like them? Yeah, no, I do like them. I just think we should have got one with your tits. Just the other way around. I just think we've missed an opportunity there.
No, I do like them.
It cost us $4,000 for the photos. No, I mean, we could still do it. We could still get it done.
Yeah.
Amazing. Hilarious. So we with that, Hill glug. Then what was it? A glug. And then, this is... I never thought I'd say this, but Louis... Just relax, son. Louis is James and Flav community page. I'm gonna give you a less of that because I think you're sticking to the rules just a little bit too tight. James says, Louis says, a glug is already a thing, I'm afraid. The name for moist slugs whose name begin with a G. May I suggest a gallugs as an alternative, just to prevent confusion?
Yeah, no.
Well, so Sam Burgess says might be a little too close to gulag. That.
Yeah,
AKA
I did
the
think
producer then said, and Michael, we'd have to get your consent on this. He said, "What about homoslugsual? What about a homoslugsual? Fair point."
Homoslug. Yeah.
So let us know what you want, Michael. If you're happy with any of this, or if you've just been deeply offended by the last 10 minutes.
I want the picture.
But we would like the picture of you and your partner on a
spooning
beach,
with a
on
spoon
a beach in your jeans, topless,
tits out.
One of your tits out. Right. Let's. We've got a title. Let's do the signal, Flav. Last bit of football chat. We had a little breather, and we go again. So, cup final, isn't it? Probably not the week you wanted to sort of lead up to it, was it? Or are you happy with where you stand today as one of Ryan Mason's White Army?
I mean, I probably still have preferred Jose Mourinho to manage this game. Ryan Mason is going into a cup final against the best manager in the world with the best team in Europe. So, quite tricky. Ryan Mason's 29 years old. Which is bizarre. But you know what, do you know how important, you'll know this, right? But how refreshing it is to just think, I quite like everybody at my club again. Like, everybody's nice, and they saying the right things, and I don't have to fiddle around with Jose Mourinho's comments and trying to find out what he actually meant. Yeah, it's like, make it okay in my head. Like, when he said same manager, different players, I'm like, that's horrible. I don't like him saying that. But let me try and twist it so I'm all right and spin it for a podcast or some shit. But you listen to Ryan Mason, he just said, look, I just want everyone to be proud. I want to make everyone proud. I want the team to play aggressive and the football we know Tottenham Hotspur should be playing. And I'm like, you're probably not capable of that. You know, you're 29. You know, most of the squad, the senior elements of the squad are older than you. Like, it's going to be tricky for you to replicate what you're saying. And then against Southampton, albeit sort of kind of tired Southampton, in the second half, we were really, really good. Really, it was exciting football. We were pressing, Jim.
Yeah. What?
Pressing? We were pressing.
Well, that's because I wonder with this. Sorry, finish your point.
And just finally, and the thing is, if you know, we've got 7 games left of the season and a cup final. If we're playing entertaining football and it's good to watch, it doesn't really matter what happens. You know, I mean, it's important. I mean, we can still finish for the Champions League, probably won't, but we'll just finish above Arsenal. We're 7 points above them at the moment. They're playing tonight, though. If he can do that, then he's a fucking legend in my eyes.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's got a huge opportunity here. It's just the chat. Just someone said, where was it? I can't find it. Oh, there it is. This Mason kid. What has he won though? Which I think is a fair point. And LGXD answered, he's won a career-ending injury. Seems harsh, but
you don't want to win that, do you?
Yeah, I don't win it. Yeah.
The other thing is that we're doing.
On you, isn't it?
Yeah, I was on I was on a radio show the other day talking about this.
Which one?
Talk Sport, actually.
Okay.
Talk Sport 2, though.
Oh, mate, do you know what? How weird's this? I was in the car and I thought Rory was going to be on, and I was like, oh, I've never been around this time. It was like 3:30 or something. I was like, I've got a minute to like try and listen to him. Turned it on. It was you. So I was like, huh? I was really confused. It's you and Ollie Oladipo.
Oh yeah. That was it. I wonder how much that injury going through that has matured him. Like, he's a 29-year-old, but sure. you're the things that happen to you mature you, don't you? And that's such a significant thing. Nearly dying on a football pitch, career over at 26. And maybe like he has a level of maturity now that means that he can manage. Maybe he is good enough. Like there were other options. Like, could have just given it to Chris Powell. Just give it to Chris Powell. He's managed everywhere. He's got the experience, but they didn't. They gave it to Ryan Mason, and there must be reasoning behind that, and they must think a lot of him. To go from under 17s development squad to managing the first team and he's not been overawed, and his interviews, he just seems so calm, and he took time to mention the fact that Ugo Ogioka's 4 years, his anniversary of his death. After a win, it's like he's calm, he's settled, he's comfortable. Like, is he going to be our manager? No, but is he going to be able to deliver an element of calm and just get us playing a little bit and maybe pick up some results? Probably, yeah. So we'll see. But I like listening to him. Do you know what I mean? I like listening to my manager talk. I don't turn it off immediately after the game because I want to avoid Jose Mourinho's interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're, as much as you've been forced to, and you have to, like, it's your team. You've had to kind of spin the Mourinho stuff for so long. First of all, you can kind of be honest about the Mourinho stuff. Like, this is the complete 180 of Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I said this on the ESPN thing. It'll probably be out today, and I'll probably get hammered for it. Do you know what's hilarious as well? So on ESPN, they have no idea who I am, obviously. So the comments are like, who are these clowns? It's like some old school stuff. But my point I was going to make was that I said in that video that Ryan Mason feels to me like a competition winner.
Of course. Because he's never had a job.
But thus, yeah, which is so.
That's not to say you can't do it. We just don't know, do we? Don't know.
I reckon Bardi would do as good a job.
Who?
Bardi.
But what? Bardi from the Fighting Cock?
It doesn't feel like there's much of a difference between those two things.
No, of course there is, because one of them's played it and he's managed. But you don't know. The thing is, you don't know. So what we will all do is just go to the basic stuff. Like, look at his age, look at his lack of experience, look at this huge job that he's got, and just say he's not ready for it. And he probably isn't. But the fact is they chose him. That's what I keep going back to. They could have gone to anyone. Ledley King was there. Ledley King was the first team coach.
Right.
Didn't give it to him. They gave it to Mason. So what do they see in him to entrust Ryan Mason over Ledley King? I know Chris Powell's his assistant. But what do they see? They see something in him.
Do they though? That's what I wonder. It's like, why I think he's safe in terms of creating some form. It feels like a PR. Unless, and like you say, I don't know. And he might go on to have an amazing career as a manager. I really hope he does, because he does seem like a bloody good egg. But I'm just like, it just feels like a PR thing.
But then give it to Ledley King. Well, I don't. I mean, I get your opinion, and you've got to have one, Jim. But
you're wrong.
We don't know until we know, do we? If he sort of loses the next 7 games, then you're like, yeah, all right, fair enough. I get what you're saying in terms of, like, so the rumours were that Jose Mourinho wanted, Daniel Levy wanted Jose Mourinho to play the strongest squad against Southampton and didn't see the value in the League Cup at all and wanted us to finish top 4 as a business. And you've seen how money orientated he is, and it's not about glory for Daniel Levy. Jose Mourinho had no intention of doing that and put all of his eggs in the cup, because that's what his legacy was. And it was that sort of fallout that he's refusing to do such things that led to his eventual removal. Added to the fact that
That's my doorbell, by the way, everyone. Sorry.
Do you want to answer it?
I think Fam can probably get it. Cool.
All right. So where was I? So there was issues with compensation. So given the fact where we are in the league, apparently you only got a payoff of like 5 million, not the 30 million that we were anticipating if he was in the Champions League. So and Ryan Mason might have gone and go, yeah, I don't mind playing my strongest team. I'll play Bale, I'll play Kane if he's fit. And maybe he's just a bit more of a yes man, but it's still like
I don't think that might not be the wrong call. Do you know what I mean? Good vibes can take you quite far. And I think that's what whatever he does because he's got some really brave calls that he could make, because you've got a team that's completely ingrained in how they have played over the last 18 months. And you've now got 6 days, probably 3 or 4 days after the Southampton game if you want to be brave enough tactically to try and change how you play, or sort of double down with what you've got, but just offer up that little bit more freedom. But I think regardless of what he does, I don't think he would do that unless he gets the buy-in from the players, which will feel refreshing and feel different than Jose Mourinho, right?
Yeah.
And that could be good. It's coming home.
Yeah. I think that, he's got the year of the players. He played in the same team as Harry Kane. If you've got Harry Kane's ears, he's got the team's ears. Because he is the leader in that side, him and Lloris. But everything goes through Harry Kane, and Mason and him have played together since they were 8 years old. So they're going to be a level of respect there for sure. We've got another super chat, Jim.
We have, bud.
So Mason was a no-risk move to temper expectations of Spurs fans to the end of the year. Didn't want to risk King's reputation if the team completely flops.
Do you think?
I don't think it would impact his reputation. I think
you're right. I think you're right about Ledley King. I think that was the easiest, obvious choice. And if anything, the fact that he hasn't given it to him is quite damning, to be honest, because that would have been the obvious thing. Give it to the club legend, who's already knows the players, knows how they've been coached, blah blah blah. Whereas Ryan Mason's actually a bit detracted from that, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. That's the only thing I'm holding on to. Whatever happens, it's a temporary appointment. Just quickly, can I have half of that super chat?
I'll transfer it to you after. Just write it. Can someone write this down? How much I owe Flav for the end of the podcast? No.
Well, it's in dollars as well. It's confusing. Can you pay in pounds, please?
Yeah. I don't think you can.
It's regardless, it was a difficult situation. It's a challenge for anybody to go into, but it's also, by the same token, that Spurs are a good team. We've got good players in that team. With Harry Kane and Son and Højbjerg and Ndombele, Lo Celso, and that back line, which is what I was screaming for, which was Dyer, Alderweireld, Aurier and Reguilon. You just feel more comfortable because of their experience. That all he needs to do really is just to take the handbrake off. Just say, look, the Jose Mourinho is done. Go out and express yourself. Press. Try to harry. Create opportunities and just have fun. And that's the second half against Southampton. It felt like that. It felt like it's just saying, go on, just go and play. Yeah. And that idea won't get you through an entire season, but it might get you through the remaining 7 games when you've been held up in in like this tactical doldrums that was Jose Mourinho's management of Tottenham at the latter part of his time at the club.
I think that's such a great point. Short term, it will feel refreshing. Long term, you need more, don't you? You need more gravitas. You need more clear cut ideas in what you're doing. But taking the handbrake off a little bit might be good. But I guess the only problem is, it's like you say, it's Man City. But I tell you what though, as the years go on, you kind of go, well, this happened and that happened, and there was these storylines and those storylines. I drift towards that cup final, and I just think, wouldn't it just be football? If you went and won it.
I feel confident, Jim, for some reason.
Yeah.
We can't. Generally, we can't. No one. We bottle cup finals, don't we? And so there's that, and it's Pep Guardiola's Man City, and they are fantastic. and we're just a club that's just at the start of a new transition after a horrible period where the players seem disillusioned, and now Ryan Mason's 29, never had a job. Is then taking on the might of Man City. The footballing gods will be looking down on this in favour of Tottenham, I think.
I think you're right. I think you're right. There's something. There is something going on here.
There's something there, isn't there?
There is something there. I just think like, imagine if you get off to a good start. And Guardiola, he's not gonna play a weaker side, but he's going to make changes because he's got that Champions League semi-final, and that's the one that they truly, truly want. So De Bruyne's not playing. The last one, I guess, Harry Kane being injured. If he's like Champions League final fit, do you play him?
Yeah, he is playing. Can I just address something in the comments?
Oh, he'll play. He'll lift.
Skullfuggery says you're right, Flav. Spurs do bottle cup finals. Listen, mate, you want to talk to me? Super chat. Otherwise, I won't read anything you say.
Did just answer that. I did literally just read out what you said.
No, I read it out this time just so he knows next time he wants to talk about it. He needs to pay super chat.
Right, football chat's over.
Yes. Yes.
Give the signal, Flav. Give the signal. Smash that like button if the football chat's over. Am I right?
Smash that like button. Hello, guys. Hello, guys. Fucking YouTubers, man. Hi, guys.
It works. The channel is doing well. This podcast algorithmically is dragging it down. So do me a favour and hit the bloody like button. Christ.
Hi, guys.
Bloking it up. I've got a new bit here.
Shouldn't we like move it to a new channel, or is that too much work?
So much more work. Yeah, I don't want to do that. No, I'm happy with where it is. Bloking it up a bit. It's a new bit. Last week you spoke about it. How you just go, "What fella?" When you feel like you're out of your depth in a B&Q.
What?
I don't know if this was what kicked it off in last week's pod, but it might have been around the fact that. So Flav, you know my friend Bear, right?
Yeah.
Quite posh dude, right?
Yeah.
Posh guy, and he said he went to a DIY store or somewhere to buy some wood for like this little fire that he's got, because obviously we've got to be outside all the time. And and he said he was like caught in the headlights, like stopped in his tracks, because he said, "Oh, guys, these you've got these wooden crates here. Is there any chance I'd be able to take those off your hands?" And the guy went, "Hello, Governor. What's up?" I didn't really hear him. The guy went, "Hello, Governor," and Bear went, "What do I say to that? What am I supposed to?" Governor. He was just like, he was just lost. He's lost. Anyway, so he's lost. So we then discussed, I think, bloking it up a bit. And it's interesting. We've got a couple of bits. So first of all, revelation, even up north, they're doing this. Rob Turner XG. Great channel. Go check it out. For dialing up the bloke at the football. So when he's doing 5-a-side booking it, he says, "I put this strong northern accent on." So for us, we cockney it. Whereas they go. So Rob's going, "You're right, Duck." Yeah.
You're right, Duck.
Can I get 8:30?
I might have told you this before, but Sam Peoples is a London-based United fan. London/Ghanaian.
Yeah, very true.
Based United fan, and when he went to Crystal Palace, and I was watching the show and watching the game rather, and then they were going, all you could hear was United. You know they sound. Yeah. There he is.
Yeah.
United. And I said, Sam, when you go to the football with Man United fans, do you sing United because you're from London, or do you go United? And he goes 100% accent all the time.
No, it's tough though, isn't it? But like people sing in an American accent, don't they? So I kind of get it.
Yes.
I think I probably cockney it up a bit as well. By the way, I'm so excited to show people this. This is off the cuff, but Sam, and shout out to Sam, absolute legend. United People's TV, very good, informative Man United channel, like big Man United channel. But Sam throughout, and I know we've spoken about this on numerous occasions. So actually, this is the guy. Oh, this is great. This is the guy who's made the thumb ring comment.
Yeah.
This is the thumb ring.
Wow, a thumb ring. Not many people can pull that off.
Yeah, exactly. So this is Sam. The other thing that we loved about Sam is that he did things called Samisms. And bless him, he did one and he sent it to us. So Sam will get 2 phrases and mesh them together so they're wrong. So here is one that he did recently and that he sent to us.
We used to write them on the wall.
Oh, hang on, I've got to unmute it. Oh yeah, we did. We wrote them on the walls. That's so true. See if you can spot it.
Devil, and for him to have served that revenge up on a cold plate to Mourinho would have been a special moment for him, and you can clearly
served it up on a cold.
To be fair to him,
on a cold. Because revenge.
Said...
Can we break it down though?
Yeah.
Revenge is a dish best served cold.
Cold. Go play it again. Revenge is,
and for him to
revenge is a dish that's best served cold, right? That's the phrase. Go on.
Devil, and for him to have served that revenge up on a cold plate to Mourinho would have been a special moment for him, and you can clearly see it.
Serve that
up
revenge
on a cold plate.
Up on a cold plate. That is wonderful.
I love him. Absolute hero.
Yeah, he's a hero. He's a legend.
Anyway, how did we get to that? I can't remember. What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, bloking it up. Sorry.
I've got an interesting rumor that I've been sent. My favourite things at the moment. I know we're going to come on to this, but just my favourite things are, and we've made it a bit on the Fighting Cock, is reading out forwarded rumours. So, you know, on WhatsApp, you hear a rumour going around. Right. I've got one to read out in a minute. It's about Jurgen Klopp.
That's good.
And you know, it's in the know. It's stuff that no one knows yet, and they're passing. This gets passed around. So after we do this,
okay,
I'll read this out for you.
Just let's see if we can get this going. Bloking it up a bit. If when you've had to bloke it up a bit, give me your examples of that. The funniest ones you can think of.
Someone just said, "Who's that behind me?" Is there someone at the door?
I don't know.
Maybe just winding me up. Sorry, go
on. Let us know. Finn Gilmore, he said, I'm not sure why, but whenever I try to bloke it up a bit, a little, I always end up saying stuff twice. If someone asks me how I am, I'll respond, yeah, not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Yeah.
And I hate myself for it. It's tough.
Not too bad, mate, not too bad.
Yes, cheers, Nick. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, shit.
That's funny. Right, give us your rumour, Flav. That sounds good.
Right, so, you know what I'm talking about, though. Just like, right, mate, I've just heard, mate of mine works for a club. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
So this is...
Sorry, can I just actually, with that, I've seen, like, Thogden tweeted something about the Super League and UEFA and something like. And Thogden, I love Theo, play football with him every week, like, live him. But he tweeted, this just in. Like he's like him and Thogdad are on the phones. Right, hang on, let me just call my guy at UEFA. Like this just in. I love him.
Yeah.
So funny. Sorry.
All right. Anyway, let me see what you think. Let's rate this rumour out of 10.
Okay.
In terms of bullshit to truth. Genuinely mad this. Loads know about it around Anfield at the minute, but the club are trying to keep it low key. But it looks like the press are going to be all over it, and it'll leak in the next couple of days. Turns out Klopp has been rimming a few of the players.
Oh, come on.
Turns out Klopp has been rimming a few of the players from underneath the seating at the new training ground.
Underneath the seating.
He's had a special booth installed, and he can crawl under the benches and rim players when they're not expecting it. Apparently, Salah and Mane had a fist fight over it because they thought it was a setup, but the other to put them on edge. But it's ended up in Klopp's rimming them both. looks like a sacking and possibly a jail sentence for most of the first team staff, and club should be abolished in the next couple of weeks.
That's terrible. That's
what out of 10. How true is that?
-8. Yeah. Right, guys. Let's. Should we have a meeting then? Well, no. Don't go to my office. I've got this room. I booked this room out. Yeah, sit there. No. Sit there. What the fuck? Come on. Yeah, I'll give it. What? Yeah, I mean, seems legit.
Yeah.
gives Giscus is the funniest bit. One of the funniest people watching my Twitch stuff. Seems legit. Goes onto Twitter. This just in. Starts his tweet. Very good. That's hilarious. Right. Where to next? Oh, right. So up the Besties this week. I think they're playing into Ducks. Good win last week. Hopefully 66 is there, front and centre, ready to destroy another opposition. We did ask you last week, Internazionale, who of course are the bad guys in this. We asked if they're the kind of guys, what kind of guys are they? You know, we've had that previously on the pod. I thought this would be the perfect reason example for it. I'm just trying to get the league table up. Where is it?
They won again the weekend, didn't they?
They did win, yeah. I just want to see the league table quickly. Here we go. Bosh. Internazionale looking really strong. They've hit the 100 goal barrier. Ugh. Murder on Zidane's floor must have got a victory as well. Actually, we'll have a quick look at the fixtures. Oh, no results, sorry. Inter Ducks lost 2-1 to the Wire last week. And I think that's
International lost. They lost 6-2.
Oh!
I could be on, boys.
Come on. Murder on Zidane's floor. Looking very strong. I think it's these boys here. It's Chicken Tikka Mo Salah, Murder on Zidane's floor, and Aunt Bessie's. Aunt Bessie's with a really strong 4-0 win against English. Good to see a clean sheet.
Aunt Bessie's are our team. We're outside of our own respective teams. Aunt Bessie is a six-a-side team that we backed from.
I've really got to send this to you, but the idea of going to the post office is just long. But yeah, this is.
Take it all down. Don't unpackage it.
Well, I've done it now. I just want to show off the Besties, don't I?
This is our team.
Come on, the Besties. Come on, yeah. Come on, no. This title's still there. Internazionale, they're falling apart.
Go to the league. Let's have a look at the league table.
Oh, Flav, I've just seen what number they've given you.
Is it 66? Come on.
99.
99.
Thoughts?
Well, I'll take it. I might turn it upside down. I'll hang it upside down.
Yeah, wear it upside down. Just wear it upside down.
Think of 60. I will wear that when I'm making love to my wife.
Yeah. Oh!
What?
Oh! Oh! Wow! Oh!
Oh! Oh! Whew.
Good shift.
You all right?
Good shift. Is you okay? You seem.
You're right.
Yeah. You sure you're okay? That's more for you than for them, isn't it? You sure you're okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Aunt Bessie's looking good. Good luck to the boys. We asked Internazionale what kind of they're the kind of guys who do what. You've answered. Adam Hayder. Internazionale are the type of team to have a sub-keeper in a 7-a-side game, just in case. 65 likes. Tom Howlett, Internazionale are the kind of guys to stretch before sex just in case of injury. Always giving 110%. Spanish Lemon, Internazionale are the type of guys to kiss the badge after scoring on their teammate's shirt.
I was like, actually.
I'm not going to read that. It's boring. AVFC Smith, Internazionale are the type of team to turn up half an hour before training for a whiteboard session. Didn't work last week, did it? Crumbling a little bit. Jordan, I tell you, if they lose back-to-back, that's going to be very exciting. Jordan Motlib, Internazionale are the type of guys to change their boots after 10 minutes because they don't feel right. And Max Morris, Internazionale are the type of guys who, when they say they're going to have just 1 pint at the pub, they genuinely do, as they cannot be hungover for the game in 4 days. Good. We've got a super chat. Stephen McKenny. I'll transfer you later, mate, before you ask. Thoughts on the British Super League with Celtic and Rangers? Yeah, bring them in. Yeah, let's destroy Scottish football. Yeah, go on.
I'm fine with that.
I'm against it.
I never watched Scottish football. I don't know.
The big clubs have got to be together, haven't they? I think it's ridiculous.
But I liked Jamie O'Hara saying it would improve the Scottish game. Then somebody else could win it. Then it's like,
what have we been arguing about? What have we been fighting for the last week? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Money, TV audience. Just if you drop them in now, how many years before they seriously become a Champions League level achieving team, a Big Six, if you like?
Yeah, not long.
Do you think?
Like
what? Just because is it overstated their global audience?
Well, I think it would be understandably dwindling because the Scottish League itself is not as strong as it was. But there's still ginormous.
Yeah, but I think there's Celtic fans out there that think they're like a bigger club than Tottenham. Like
Celtic fans think they're a bigger club than Tottenham. I think in some aspects they are. In a lot of aspects they are.
I mean, in global audience, then they're not going to be, are they? Stupid.
But what do you mean in global audience? What do you mean?
So, how many people watch Spurs games?
But that's not because it's Spurs. That's because you're in the Premier League.
So what?
So if Celtic were in the Premier League, they'd be much bigger than you. Much bigger than you.
Much bigger. Why?
Because
I don't understand it. I don't know why they're heralded. Celtic and Rangers are heralded these massive football clubs. When, like, are they?
Are you serious?
They're big in Scotland, get it? But that's it.
They're worldwide. Their history is
not bigger.
Is 100 times more impressive than Spurs.
Well, yeah, because they're playing in a competition they can't lose at. It's impossible.
Sounding a bit Perez-y. All right.
I just don't get. I don't understand. I don't believe they're as big as people think they are.
Oh my word! Tom Whitby with a super chat. There's rumours going around that the Besties may need to play Internazionale twice.
You can catch them. You can catch them.
My good God, that means what? Besties. So, well, it's still quite a way. Still quite a way. You've got to keep winning, mate. You've got to keep winning.
You've got to win. Every game's a cup final. Every game's a cup final. Like one of the teams I watch or support can't bottle it. You can win the league.
Do you know what I would like? Just to be clear, I would like in future now. People go, if you say, "Oh, who do you support?" Even if they don't get it, it's part of it's part of it. You go, "I support QPR and Aunt Bessie's FC." I want people to say that.
Yeah. We've got 3 super chats.
It's getting ridiculous now.
So Stephen McKenny, he paid £5. Can I have half of that?
Yeah. And Oof as well. You can have half of that as well. We are much bigger a club than Tottenham. Celtic.
This is what I'm saying. This stuff
Celtic pub in every English-speaking city on earth because of Irish descent and the Far East.
This is what everyone keeps saying that, but it's not. I don't think it's true. I just don't.
Not this week, Flav. Not this week. Don't do this.
I'm not. I don't want them in the Premier League. They should stay in Scotland because they are Scottish football essentially. Without them, it's very tricky for the rest to generate the income, isn't it? I'm not saying bring them in. I'm saying I think that how big a club they are is a bit of a myth.
I hate this big club bollocks.
All right then. The amount of people that watch Spurs it would dwarf the amount of people that watch Celtic.
What are they watching? What about support? Support Spurs and support Celtic.
Yeah,
there's so many more Celtic fans than Spurs. No.
Where? How can we prove this?
I don't know. Someone find it out and we'll read it out next week. We'll settle this. Because I might
be wrong. I'm happy to be
wrong. Because we're missing the point here. I want to talk about the cult that we're building. All right? May we?
Oh shit! My battery's gone. It's all right.
It's all right.
Come on. Let's talk about the cult. Explain the cult. Explain the cult to people that are watching.
So, what's happening at the moment is... Tell me when you're back. Oh, no. I'll show you again. What's happening at the moment, it seems last week it kicked off that if we were... First of all, Tom McDonald, who is the Jaffa chaplain. So if you are... And I think Tom is up for this. So I'm just going to say it. But Tom, if you don't want to do it, it's fine. Oh, did you? Because I said to him yesterday... I said to him this morning, I wants to talk to you. But if... I saw, Tom, that you... Someone was saying... I won't say who, but someone said as a joke... said... Because we were asking for different jobs for this new world that we're going to create, Jaffa Land. And because we've got ourselves a groundsman who can keep an eye on the ground. We've got ourselves a chaplain in Tom McDonald. But there was someone went, if you need a depressed student, I'm here. And it was clearly a joke. But Tom, bless him, wrote a reply underneath going, are you cool? Are you okay? Which I love that. And we must always do that for each other. But Tom is there if you need him.
So he's our counsel.
He's our counsel if we need him. On moral issues, yeah.
Yeah, and also he can bring spirituality to the cult, because all cults have a bit of that, don't they? So we got a chaplain, we've got a student, we've got We've got firefighter.
So we've got, Louis a firefighter, so he can keep an eye on that. Happy to fight any fires in the Slugger universe, he says. Tyler Norton, I can make us a website. He's a website designer.
Yeah, well, we need information. We need to send out. This should be a website that the slugs can access in case we need satisfying.
Christ. Well, that's another road that we sadly went down. Where in this new world, I can't find I didn't have the comment, but there was a comment about someone going. So in this cult last week, it was decided that a bit like this, me and Flav would be on thrones at the sort of top of Jaffa Land, sort of overseeing everything. And things would be brought to us, and we would be given fed grapes and stuff. And then Flav said that we would, just to sort of assert our power on Jaffa Land, would have a lot of sex with different slugs, who of course would be consulted throughout the process by Rob Turner with a clipboard, who would say, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And they would go, "Yeah, well up for it." But I can't remember who it was, and I apologise. But someone wrote in Jaffa Land right at the top. We would be sat as we are now, but just to the right of us would be Steve the Lash, going. He'd just give us the go-to of like if they were go on then, you can shag him, or you can shag her.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he would rate. He would
Steve
rate
the Lash, Steve, because even though we are the kings of this cult, we still do. We sort of like quietly bow down to the power of the Lash.
I would just say that I wouldn't discriminate. Anything and everything can get
Would
it.
you sleep with the Lash?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I could. I think I'd just be too intimidated. Anyway, we've so Captain Hindsight, it's 2021. We are all for equality here. Line up, lads, and get ready to give these guys the loving of a lifetime. Remember, they're kings. They deserve every thrust of our loins. Things I thought I'd never say. Sam King, just checking in. If ever I'm feeling upset, this pod always cheers me up and never fails to make me laugh. Also, I work at KFC, so I can serve up all your food. Got as a waiter. Result.
Yeah, I guess.
Jacob Buswell, I worked on kiwi orchards for over a year. I could definitely grow some of those furry boys. So we've got a kiwi grower.
So we've got kiwis, KFC.
Fireman. We've got ZC, who's a plumber, heating engineer. Crucial. Get him in. Happy to leave. He's happy to leave the missus behind and move to this new slug community to ensure boilers are still running and water is still running. Brilliant.
Yeah, we need him. And you don't need your missus. Bring her along. You'll have to share her, but bring her along. Everyone needs to be willing and accepting. And, you have to sign your disclaimer. What goes on in Slug World stays in Slug World. Yeah. We don't want to have a Waco on our hands, do we?
No. Well, so as we look to continue to paint this picture of Jaffa Land, give us some suggestions. What would you like to see in Jaffa Land? I think from the chat here, I can see a taxi driver, an economist, someone who works in customer service could be great. I think we would have customer service. There would be HR, hopefully, at Jaffa Land. I think there's going to need to be from what I've seen.
Some HR. Well, I mean, yeah, there is, but we are the HR. Sorry, if you've got a problem with me having sex with you. Okay. All right, well, you better tell me about it.
This isn't going to work then, is it? I think we should just leave.
Yeah. What? Sorry, what? No sex?
Yeah. Jill. Hi, Jill. Is this Jill from HR? Yeah, hi. It's me. I emailed you. Oh, yeah. You're not happy with shagging the guys, are you? Come on. Yeah. So you don't want to sleep with the guys? No, I don't really want to sleep with the guys. I really like the podcast. It makes me laugh. It's good fun. And this idea of Jaffa Love, like, it sounded good fun. I haven't got too many responsibilities right now, so I thought, yeah, why not? I'll just be with the boys and play football and watch football. It sounds great. But then they're up on the top of this hill. You know the hill. Yeah, I've seen the hill. Yeah, I've seen the hill. They're on the top of this hill, and I saw them. I was thinking, oh, that must be like their boyfriends and stuff. It's not their boyfriends. It's not. No, I know it's not their boyfriends. And then they're like, so then someone gave me a ticket, and it said 968, and I was like, what's that number? He went, well, you need to get in the queue, don't you? Flav will... What's the F? Well, you'll be shagging Flav. Well, I don't want to shag Flav. Yeah, no. Jill goes, I'm aware of how it works. Well, I don't really want to shag Flav and James. I think this is tricky.
Maybe you should just go.
Yeah. maybe if you just left then. Well, no. Well, I've left my
My
family. I've got no money.
You better get in the queue. Better get in the queue then, don't you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, have you still got your stub? Yeah, I've still got a ticket. Get in the queue.
Sorry, you've got no food. You've got no clothes. You want those? You want water? Get in the queue.
Well, I had my Celtic shirt on, but when I came in, they said you'll probably have to take that off. Flav doesn't really like Celtic.
I do like Celtic.
Okay. Ben's Phantom Walker. Jill points to the contract. It's all there. It's all there in black and white.
So there, you signed it.
You signed it. You not read the small print.
Get in the queue.
So yeah, it seems like we're creating a cult. Let us know any suggestions that you'd like to say. Right, school rules. We spoke about a couple of things. Mine was short sleeve shirts, and if you at school you couldn't wear a short sleeve shirt, you had to have a long one and then roll it up a bit. So I asked, are there any other school rules? And there were several. So we've got some school rules, we've got some school nicknames. We'll run through both. Luke Bromwich, at our school, you could wear your shirt, jumper and blazer all together. You could wear your shirt and blazer. But just wearing your shirt and jumper was a big fat fuck off no. Leading to a lad's name being Jumper for 5 years. Poor bloke. It was the tie. I thought the ties were at school. The ties was a problem.
What did you do?
So ours was you tucked it in. You tucked your tie into your shirt.
Ours was like that long, short, like that long.
Right, short and fat. Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting. Okay, so Brad Morris. Short and fat ties were the pinnacle of cool in my school, apparently. Yeah. Long and skinny ties were seen to be nerdy and uncool because that's how the school wanted them to be tied. Even though we all had to get our ties from the same place, the tying style decided your place in school society. Get it wrong and you'd be laughed at, desperately retying it until you became respectable once again. Ours was, I think it was either tucked in or ours was the opposite. It was like, you got your fat bit and your skinny bit. You'd have the fat bit tucked in and the skinny bit out.
I saw that as well for a bit. That happened, but generally it was short and fat. And the shorter and fatter you got it, the better.
So literally just like that, like a chode.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Sorry, that was my WhatsApp. Aquafirma, quote the pod, Flav. In my school, we weren't allowed shiny shoes. I get it. Do you know what's weird is I get it.
Too neaky.
Yeah. Another James said, when I started year 7, the side bag was quintessential. I rocked a Fred Perry one, but the Adidas was the mainstream one. Bags very integral in all of this as well. And Sam Thomas, when I was in school, you were not allowed to wear the jumper the school provided you as a part of the uniform, no matter how cold it got. This was seen as a form of weakness. The only acceptable way to walk around the school was to wear the short-sleeve polo shirt they provided us with. Brackets, top button had to be undone, sleeves folded up. The trousers that were one size too small needed to be worn in order to give off the skinny jeans vibe. Anything else was considered wrong. It says that in capital letters. Any other school rules, let us know. School nicknames. Here's one that I can't believe we spoke about a nickname that they tried to put on me but didn't stick. This would have been better. This is from Shubby. My school nickname was Shubby. A combination of small and chubby. It wasn't bullying, I think. I'm still called it 8 years on, despite being taller and slimmer than the people that call me it. So what would you be called then? Tall and slimmer. Tim. Call him Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Jack Sharkey. I'm sorry. So Jack Sharkey, I think that's his second name. He said, sorry, this might be a typo. He said, hi, high school nicknames. Having the middle name Sharky. He's saying his middle name was Sharky. I'm not sure about this. I thought I'd do all right with nicknames, but apparently having the first name Jack held me back, as I was known as Jill. Those are the nicknames I want to hear about. I want to hear about the shit ones that you're just gutted about, but you can't react to, because if you do react to it, they're just going to stick even harder.
A mate of mine's called Susan, and I have no idea why he's called that. It's not his name. His name's Gareth, but he's just called Susan. Everyone calls him Susan. Don't know why.
That's amazing.
I can find out.
Yeah, try and find out. I'll read one final one. Jack Gregory. My nickname in school was Greggs, due to the resemblance in my surname. But I did have a mate who received something a bit worse. Noah, aged 15, was talking to our PE teacher in the changing rooms when the teacher beckoned him with the nickname Big Nog. Big Nog.
Big Nog.
Although many of us in the room had misheard the teacher and had thought he had referred to him as Big Knob. Quite ironically, he was not somebody who you would presume had quite a big appendage, but nonetheless, Big Knob became a staple in the year group as the person who was very nearly nonced on by a PE teacher. So he just got called Big Knob. That's horrible.
Because he nearly got nonced up.
Yeah. Hi, Mum. Hi, Mum. I'm back. Is it all right if the guys just stick around? This is Tim, Jeff, Big Knob. This is Mum. Horrible. Right, we're on to the final bit of the podcast, and we've got some romantic elements to sort out, including.
Hang on, I'm just trying Ricky to see if he can tell me about Susan.
Okay, you calling him on the pod? You go to the speaker.
Yeah.
All right.
Rick.
Yeah.
We're doing the Jaffa podcast.
Yeah, I was watching. I've been watching for about half an hour.
Oh, brilliant. What do you think?
Yeah, love it. I don't appreciate saying James saying that Bardi would make a better manager than Ryan Mason though. Like he's got to look a bit more closer to home, like myself, really.
I think Ricky did a job.
See if he thinks he'll do a job. Anyway, I need to ask you a quick question. Why is Gareth called Susan?
Because when we were at sixth form, he was the only person that, he joined late. Me and my mates had been to school together for years. So he had come in late and his name was Gareth and he introduced himself to the group. And then someone called him Gary and he said, no, my name's Gareth. And then another person misheard what he said and he got a bit annoyed. And then that we wouldn't call him, that we didn't call him Gareth, we just called him different names, and then it just went more and more extreme. So we just said, "Well, okay, we're just going to call you Susan from now on," and it's stuck ever since.
I didn't know.
Talking
I called him
15, 20 years later. It's Susan still.
Well, I call him Susan. I didn't even know any of you then.
Yeah, exactly. It's mental, isn't it?
But he loves it. All right, then, nice one, Rick. Bye.
Amazing, Rick. Do you know what I love? That is the pattern. That is the pattern. Something gets misheard. It's not that big a deal, but you reacted. The end. You're finished.
We got done. You react. You can't react. Will Brazier, you've got Will here. I love Will, by the way. He's fantastic. So I was thinking maybe we could do a free pod.
He's one of the very few people I think we could bring in to a 3-man pod.
Let's do it if he's up for it. Because I think I don't know. I wouldn't assume that he would, watch the pod all the way through because I wouldn't if it was me. But I think he might get some of the in-jokes, so we won't have to explain it. And even that would be funny, like, what the fuck's going on? Anyway, he says, we have a friend called Moist, still called it, because we said water dropped from his arsehole. However, it's grown so much that his parents know, but he tells them it's because he carried a bottle of water. They don't believe that. Water dropped from his arsehole.
Moist is a horrible nickname.
Moisty.
Right. Let's. First of all, we might have got someone in trouble. I'm just intrigued to hear your reactions to this, Flav. So last week, we spoke. We had a good laugh with George Baldwin. George told us was sort of mid-comment talking about the great present romantic gesture that he'd given to his missus with I was a frame or something with video. I can't remember what it was, something like that, pictures and stuff. And sort of mid-comment, she'd obviously gone, well, it wasn't that good, and he's gone, oh, I'm just being told now that I've overhyped it a bit.
Yeah.
So that was him last week.
Yeah.
And he commented this. George Baldwin. Hi, lads. Checking in again. So my sluggy self got excited last week when my love video got on the pod this week. So I showed the section to my girlfriend. Unfortunately, she felt she was made out to be the bad guy in the story and threatened to get on YouTube and tell her side of the story. So while I may be in the doghouse, at least I got one more viewer for the lads.
Good work, George. Look, I would
dump her. Give us. You don't need this. You don't need this. Constant, like, there's just little microaggressions. George, I can see this. It's a slippery slope. You're getting bullied here, son. You know, first go, well, no, don't do the four. Yeah, okay, it was good, but I want you to spend stupid amounts of money on me. Now she's kicking up over this. Get out, I say.
Poison. She's poison. I would be quite interested in talking to her. So if we can call her up, like next week, and figure out what we said was wrong, whether or not she is poison. She should be she should be able to give her a forum to back herself, because right now, not having it, not happy about this at all.
Something's not right here.
Something stinks, mate. Something stinks.
Something stinks. Where does it stink, Flav?
From the
head.
Yeah, if a fish stinks, it stinks from the head, mate.
Right, let us know. I mean, I'd love to. We'll happily read out, George, your girlfriend's comment. I'd love to hear a rebuttal on this.
Get her to write a statement. If she's pissed off about it, write some stuff down.
Yeah, stop hiding.
Stop hiding. Defend yourself. Because currently, George and your missus, your relationship's on the ropes. Very rocky. It does feel that way. I want 100 words from your missus explaining why she's not in the wrong. What? Save 100 words on why you should save your relationship. Why George shouldn't be at the fucking door. Why he shouldn't be at the fucking door.
I'll tell you what, take your picture with you as well. Imagine him with his frame. Come with. If you don't want the frame, if you don't want me to show you love this way with nice gestures like this, if you're just about that, it's about the Yankee. I'm off.
Is that what it's about? Is it? Is that what it's about? Money. Get out.
Yeah. Your girlfriend, she can write a comment, and then she's banned for a week.
Get out. Save yourself, for Christ's sake, man.
Yeah. Okay. So this romantic gesture. Yeah, it's a romantic gesture. I'm going to get to a point, and I'm going to stop, and I'm going to go, did this work out, Flav, or not? Okay?
Okay.
Rob Reed, romantic gesture, kind of. Slight context. Although I can't get into it that deeply, as it would simply take too long and not be worth the payoff. So, at uni, me and a girl who lived in the same accommodation block and were in the same group of friends ended up being referred to as husband and wife by everybody, despite not dating. We weren't quite sure why, but it was probably simply because we got on well and we were both teetotal. Anyway. Disappointed.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Anyway, at one point during the year, I noticed she was in quite a bit of discomfort physically. I inquired as to what was up and if there was anything I could do, but she'd just say she wasn't feeling great and move the conversation along.
Women's problems, isn't it?
Eventually, I clocked that she was experiencing quite bad period pains.
Oh.
When we'd go to the gym together around this time, she'd always use the foam back rollers, saying that it alleviated some of the pain for a bit. Obviously, though, only having access to them at the gym wasn't that convenient. It happened to be during February, so I had myself a browse on Amazon. When Valentine's Day rolled around, to play along with the husband and wife joke, I presented her with a card, box of chocolates, and a back roller. When I handed over the foam tube and... Oh, sorry, yeah. So I'm going to stop there. Did that work out? What was the reaction, Flav? Feels just... I love the intention of it. As I was reading it, I went...
Oh,
brave.
I get... No, like you say, I get it. I get exactly where your brain was at, and it's a really lovely thing, and, you know, it's a lovely gesture. My feeling is she may be a bit confused because this is in your head, all of this stuff. It isn't in her head, and suddenly she's been presented with a back roller.
Yeah. And
she's probably not on her period then. So that's where I think it might go.
Okay. When I handed over the foam tube, the look of such appreciation and gratitude came across her in a way I don't think I've ever been recipient of before. It wasn't meant as a big gesture, but I could tell for her it was. We'd never go on to be a couple, but we are really good friends to this day, many years later, and she'll sometimes bring the gift up in front of other people to tease me for being way too thoughtful of a man. Worked out. Well done.
That's fantastic. What a lovely story. That's more like it. That's more like it. That's what I want to see. I mean, it does sort of smell of bullshit as well, but I'll let it go. I'll let it slide. I'll let it slide.
I'm okay.
You know, and it just, you know, I've got some stupid archaic views that men and women, women can be friends with men, but men always want something more. That's typically, there isn't a man that hasn't fought, you know. So, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my eyes have been opened. Maybe it can be done.
Maybe it can be done.
And what a lovely thing. How thoughtful that is. And you know, that's what, like, people are saying, I don't know why women don't like me. Maybe be a little bit more thoughtful. Instead of the fucking incel.
T-Induced Maniac says, way to poop on it, Flav.
Poop?
Yeah,
way to poop on it?
You pooped on it.
Poop.
Right. We finished with...
8? Poop. Way to poop on it.
We finished with Flames Advice /BDA/Birds and That. We've been looking to get the gravy for Harry Gibbs Peters. This story, there was a bit of a bombshell at the end. One of our queen, Catherine, she dropped a bombshell saying that the date that had been set up. So for those of you who don't know, if you're watching for the first time, Harry Gibbs Peters liked this girl, wanted to go for it. His friends weren't sure about it. We told him to shut up with that, ask her out. She said yes, but she said yes to the 21st of June. Harry also said that he would play a song for her. We were like, whoa. We've now kind of discussed this a little bit more, and he's saying maybe in an open mic night this might work. And then Catherine, one of our most trusted slugs,
out of nowhere
says she doesn't even like you, mate. She's not even
Catherine,
bothered.
I was like,
Grim.
Whoa, taken aback by it. It's like, where's that come from?
Yeah. So Jack Sharkey, as we've previously spoken about, he was just checking in, and he said, Harry, test the waters with what she's up to after work next week and book a pub table for a day she's free. Pretend your mates have bailed so you're left with the table and ask if she wants to come. I'm not sure about the second part of that. The first part I'm okay with.
You don't need to do that. She's already too much
effort. Yeah. Just ask her out. Like, it's clear.
Just ask her out again.
But seriously, mate, ditch the song.
Yeah.
I know you said you're good at singing, but what have you won though? Fair point. By the way, I won't be able to talk about it right now, but someone messaged me this week, and he was chatting this girl, flirting with her, and he asked her, what have you won? It's amazing. Anyway, Harry Gibbs Peters has messaged himself. I think I may have to forget about the song. Henry B, I'm going to gloss over because it's a good comment, but the initial word is not great because he said Billy. I don't know who Billy is. The guy's called Harry. Billy should send in the song to the pod so we can review and critique it. I wouldn't mind that. If we can record the song, Harry, maybe we can see, what sort of tools you've got. And if it starts with a sha la 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 la, I'll be very happy with that. But I'm up for that, Harry. Record it, and we will review and critique it and pass it on. I do think you need to can we bring the date earlier? I don't know. I think that's worth thinking about as well. Yeah, just ask her. Just say, like, the pubs are open, beer gardens open. Let's go for a pint. I don't understand what's wrong. Kids today. Speaking of kids,
but I would like to hear the.
I would like to hear the song too, as well. Yeah, that's true. So please, Harry, can you do the song? Okay, he said okay in the chat. Yes, buzzing. Okay, very excited about that. Love that.
Oh, he's in the chat, is he?
Great work, great work, son. Okay, exciting.
Yeah, Owen Charlton makes a good point. Spoon in the video as well, please, Harry.
Well, yeah, if you want it to just be audio, we respect that as well. I mean, video would be next level with a spoon, but that's gonna be tough. You might have to hold the spoon. Where are you putting the spoon? Tricky. A lot of things going on. Right, Sonny update. It's been a while. It's been a few weeks. He's back, and I tell you what, the saga continues. Right.
Good.
Sonny, if the Bird and That Flames hasn't died, I have a new offering. I've left an update on the last YouTube podcast. I am drunk. Great question. Am I drunk? Great question. The answer is yes. So there are a few typos in this. I'll try and gloss over them. And one glaring mistake, which you'll notice in the first sentence. Here it goes. I'm not going to lie, boys. As I type this, I am very drunk. Much like Deck from Ant and Deck after he's had a few. This is likely to be a car crash. That's slander and libel towards Deck. It was Ant that was drunk, and it was Ant who crashed him.
If you can't tell the difference.
Lively debate broke out during the latest drinking session. Lads, and all that. And I thought, who better to turn to for an opinion that... Do you know what, I'll read the typos as he's written them. Who better to tune to for an opinion than the two most slimiest slugs in the podcast game? We begin our story where tragedy struck at the end of last year. We return to our first main character, the girl who jumped into the arms of a man who looks like he could crush my heath like a grape if he got me in a headlock, and whose friend I punched. If you don't remember all of this, you might want to stop right now and go back to, I don't know if someone can remember which podcast it was, but skip to the end of the podcast and you'll find the whole saga of this, probably about a month and a half ago, whose head I punched. But we move. Now riddle me this, boys and girls. I'm all about equality here. Shout to the female slugs, the slugettes, if you will. A couple weeks ago, I was desperate for a kickabout in the park. None of the boys would join me, as they all fear my right foot. The girl initially offered a walk, as it was sunny. Pun intended. Wink, wink. I mentioned my need to play some footy, and she said she'd be down. At this point in my head, we're friends. I delved no deeper and accepted the gracious offer. Just me and her in a park for an hour, having a kickabout. She talked about how she would mug me off, negging. So early on, as she had the ball, I had to snap her legs, let her know I was there. Joke, obviously not. I imagine Flav's reaction to that was the same face he pulled when Jose got sacked. Anywho, couple this, which on its own could be innocent fun between friends, with her messaging me quite often while she was home to chat about football, which in the previous year I've known her has never been a passion of hers.
Nice.
She even messaged me saying that she was watching Villa versus Sheffield United. Of course, Sonny is a Villa fan. On her own while she was at home. Deep that for a second, says Sonny. My friends believe I have an inability to see when girls, and this is any girl, I don't know what that means, are throwing me signals. Boys, ladies, slugs, slugettes. From the limited knowledge you have of me, tell me this, numero uno. Do I refuse to see signals girls may or may not throw my way, as I fear I am inadequate? And secondly, would you say this could be evidence of flirting?
Yeah.
Lastly... I'd like to say I have many more stories of the last few weeks. The last few weeks have been a madness. So assuming I haven't bored you to death, I'm back with a bang. Fuck me, this is long. I can only apologise, James. You're a trooper if you read. Well, I did read, Sonny, and I am gasping for more. Let us know. You've got a way with words, my friend. Great to have Sonny back, first of all. Mm-hmm. Catherine is in the chat. I'm sure she'll destroy this with one sentence in just a minute, but let's hear from Flav first. Thoughts?
No problem. All day. Just your problem. The Sonny's problem has never been getting to this point, is it? It's never been that. So do the next bit. Ask her out for a date.
Song immediately.
Write a song for her. Ask her out on a date. Just go and fucking do it.
Shalala. Take your guitar to go have another kickabout. Take your guitar to with it. Do the old, like I said last week, swing that over the back. Play football with it on your back, showing that you are a songwriter. And she'll go, "What's that? What's that on your back?" He'll go, "No, I'm shy. I can't play either." Sha-la-la-la. No. Pass the ball. And then she'll go, "No, go on, play something." All right. Sha-la-la-la-la-la.
Ask her to bring goalkeeper gloves. See what she does.
Yeah. What would you want? What response would you want from that, Flav?
Sondico.
If she goes out and buys old school Sondico gloves, then you are so indicator of interest. Yeah.
Do you remember those little goalkeeping gloves that were just like material, but then they'd have like
sort of
rubber...
green, what was it? It's like the bottom of a shoe. Grip on the bottom.
Where did they come from? Like, it was such a like they were just like I don't know why they sold them. They were useless. They're just material, and then you just had like the thing, and it wasn't even on the palm. It was always on the back with the fingers.
Yeah, it was on the back.
80s goalkeeping gloves. See.
Catherine has approved. Yeah, what a moment. She is definitely flirting with you, lad. She is taking interest in what interests you, especially Villa, specifically. Go on, lad. Yes, Sonny. Oh my God, the first Jaffa wedding is on its way, and we have it all here on this channel for people to be part of the speech. I'm so excited about the show reel that we're going to be able to play at the wedding. It's going to be amazing.
It is going to be amazing.
He's got to move this forward now. He's got to be confident. It's got to be, I know you've got to be outside, but look, restaurants are available now. Let's not let this slip now, Sonny. Come on. It's so clear. It's clear as day.
Yeah, the next one I want something to have happened. I don't want to hear about more flirting. I want to hear sealing the deal.
Yeah. Rufus says all or nothing. Could not.
All or nothing. Exactly. Exactly. Can I? There. No. Good. Let's hear it then. Have some balls. Go and do it.
Right. So more updates, Sonny. Great work. Great to have you back, my friend.
Jim, can you? I've sent you a link. Can you just open it on your computer?
Yeah.
To the stream. It's nothing. It's everything's safe. It's goalkeeper's gloves.
All right.
Just want to just.
Yeah. Yeah. Those ones. On the back. Like a little pad on the front. That's hilarious.
Yeah, like what? They rubbish.
Yeah, they are so bad.
It took me back though. Took me back.
That's good. Right, guys. Just to say once again, who knows wins. There is a link in the description. They've supported us for these 4 weeks, which is amazing. Next season, we want to be able to do that again, and we'd love to go back to them and say, look, we've kind of created something here. People are interested in it, and we've been able to, create a nice community through that. And it costs only £2 a week. So we've been able to get more numbers each week. It would be really, really awesome and an amazing case study, actually, as well, that we've got an engaged community if you guys got involved in it. So let's finish really strong. Get involved. I'll be in the chat on the app as well. And like I said, it only costs £2. So it'd be great for you guys to get involved with us and see what have you won, because there is something to win there. Let's support the podcast and get involved with that. It'd be wonderful if you could. Thanks for joining us live. If you want to get on Patreon as well, we do our mailbags each week, and that was quite good actually this week because we were able to talk about the Super League and whilst it was hot, I guess, and Mourinho as well. So that kind of chat earlier in the week is always good. So yeah, get involved if you want to. It's all going really well, and we do really, really appreciate all your support. So thank you for that. Flav, you want to say anything?
No.
Get the gravy, maybe?
Get the gravy.
That's it. Right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have an amazing weekend.
That's what I like.
That's it. Get the gravy. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll speak to you all very soon next week. Ta-da!